What is up? 805. This is Bill Locey wearing my new 3s and 9s t-shirt. They're a kid band from Arroyo Grande that tore it up at the Ventura Theater Sunday night, opening for the Violent Femmes. Okay, I'm here relaxing in the relative splendor of Studio 805 for the Ventura County Star with some musical options that entail your butt getting a divorce from that couch. And to that end, if I had a faster car, a richer girlfriend, or even one with a job, here's where I'll be lurking in the back this week, perhaps in search of my next future ex-girlfriend. Okay, tonight, Friday, they have this whole cool thing called the International Pop Overthrow happening in LA at a whole bunch of pop bands playing at a whole bunch of different places. Imagine if Buddy Holly were still alive and these were all his cool kids. Pop rock is something like a lot like a tight 3-minute song with hooks and cool vocals, kind of like Peggy Sue or Not Fade Away or other Holy Holly classics. In any case, the coolest pop band from Santa Barbara, the Tearaways, will be at Molly Malone's in LA. They've been around forever. Once upon a time, they were Finn, Greg, and Dave. The greatest ska band ever, the English Beat. They're still fronted by Dave Wakeling, who's been a California dude for many years now, but still is not long enough to have lost his British accent. They'll be at the Canyon Club in Agoura Hills. The Beat recorded one of the top 5 albums of all time, the aptly named Just Can't Stop It. Check them out. See what I mean. Hear them do Two Swords, Tears of a Clown, Ranking, Full Stop, and all the rest. In Farmland hitting Oxnard, except for Councilman Tim Flynn, it's reggae from Irish Smile at La Dolce Vita. If you need any further proof that nepotism rocks at Wine Lovers in Ventura, the JT Experience will offer plenty of endless, mindless, senseless, and pretty cool guitar solos and pyrotechnics from JT himself. He and his wife now own Wine Lovers. JT is an astute guitar player and the guy that makes a free pizza on the newly expanded patio should run the Cultural Affairs Department for the city of Ventura. Rock and roll and free pizza, clearly a cultural landslide. Downtown, it's one-man band Frank Barajas. He'll be at the Cafe Bella answering the musical question, what if Richie Valens was still around? Upstairs, as always, is Gemini Folk Rock from Suzanne Paris, who pretty much sings better than everybody. Saturday, it's time for another show at the Bodie House in Agoura Hills. Rod McDonald will be providing the Saturday night soundtrack. In Ventura, it's another one of those Music Under the Fog, Music Under the Stars at the Olivas Adobe. Rob Ryu and the Revolvers will play a bunch of raucous boogie-woogie music, causing your brain to give a direct order to your feet, an offer they cannot resist. Usually when the government entertains the realm of fun, boredom, and later hilarity ensue. Anyone remember when the city of Ventura canceled the 4th of July and moved the fireworks show to 5 o'clock in the morning? I'll never forget this one. Mayor Dennis Orrock informed us, in order to maximize our potential to celebrate. Well, there wasn't any trouble because no one was awake to celebrate. Remember the beach party down the promenade? It used to be free and fun, then the city took over and made it some sort of weird, annoying swap meet by the sea. Anyway, this is one of the few times when the city of Ventura insists on being the Führers of fun, and it actually works. The series of tunes and flicks at the Olivas Adobe is great, and if you only go to one of them, check out Rob Rio. Then check out some old school boogie-woogie from legend Amos Milburn. Popular music is incestuous, but in a good way. The Olivas Adobe, where several Mrs. Olivas' hardy fuchsia bushes yet live long and prosperous, located down by the golf course, which reminds me of Mark Twain's classic observation, golf is a good walk, ruined. Okay, there's all that, as well as this, cool blues by Steve White and the Barstool Pigeons down at the High Seas in Ventura Harbor. Beer 30 will be at Bernadette's. Don't know them, but cool name for a bar band, and Bernadette herself swears by them, and unlike us, she's trapped there. The Preachers will play rock and blues at It's All Good, where your presence just might make it so. Far from Kansas, probably the best teacher band around, will play swell pop at Buffalo Records down at Santa Clara and Oak Street, site of the former Mayor Jack Tingstrom's memorial traffic light. It's always red no matter which way you're coming or going or what time it is. Far from Kansas, Joel Levin of Buena's, that's his band, will play later that night at Billy O's. I subbed at Buena many times. A shout out to Mr. Morgan, you should be the principal, dude, but I went to Ventura and I like cats, so go Cougars. Also, on Saturday, it's Rain Perry and Karen Hammock doing acoustic stuff at Theater 150 in Ojai, and Ashford Gordon will be playing some blues at Pangea, also in Ojai. Blues in Ojai? What happened? Couldn't find a place to park near the post office? And finally, Dick Dale and the Deltones will be at the Museum of Natural History in Santa Barbara, where he'll have those dinosaur bones jumping around. History? Dale's got some. A lot, actually. He invented surf music back in 1962. Wow, that'll work. Okay, Sunday, Acadiana will host their monthly Cajun dance party at Pirates in Oxnard, and it's Reggae Sunday at Bernadette's, but the slackers didn't call me to tell me who it was, but it's starting at 3 o'clock. Over at Zoe's in Ventura, it's Fiddlin', Phil Salazar and Tom Corbett playing some acoustic and bluegrass music. Monday, business as usual at Dargan's in Ventura, Shakedowns playing classic pop rock for the elbow-bending yuppies. Tuesday, the Beach Boys at the County Fair in Ventura. Who knows how many of them are left? I'm sure they'll sound fine. Mike Love will insist. Once upon a time, the Beach Boys, when they still were, played at the skating rink in Wagon Wheel for gas money. Wow. Over the years, they had a few thousand hits. When you hear them all back to back, you'll be astounded. Also, when you're stuck in traffic, blame the Beach Boys. There's a zillion wonderful songs about girls and sun and girls and surf and girls and sand and girls and cars and more girls. Convinced about 30 million people to move from places worse than here, which is pretty much everywhere else. Also, no more California Dreamin'. That song should go the way of the Amos and Andy episodes. And no more televising the Rose Parade unless it snows. California's crowded enough, you think? Don't want 50 million people here, do we? Heck no. Anyway, Beach Boys, with a grain of salt and a grain of sand. And hey, Mike Love, thanks for your nephew. What Kevin Love, the new Bruins center, go Bruins. Die. Finally, there's a lot of stuff. That was a lot of stuff, huh? 805 rocks, I guess, huh? Okay, Wednesday, Legalizer doing their reggae thing at Bernadette's, and Dan, the Dodger fan Wilson, will play nice acoustic music at Cafe Bella in Ventura on California Street. Okay, thanks for hanging out for a while. This is Bill Locey, Studio 805 for the Ventura County Star, saying save the top hat, save yourself. Go check out some live music. And remember, if no one tells you how to act, then how are you going to be?